point. Actually, now you can see it while the door is open. Remember, if you stand here and spam triangle because you're expecting to have to start a dialogue, you can accidentally use this repel point, and you don't have to start the dialogue. Silence will start it for you. So yeah. Before we fast travel, we get on our mount. We tap all the way down on console, I believe. No, I can't show it anymore. I believe on console you can hold down, on PC you can't, and I believe on remaster you can't either. So you gotta tap all the way down, zoom out, and then we go over here. Landmarks to look for if you're searching the campfire is the ruin, the hunting ground, this quest if you have that quest active, Warchief's Trail quest obviously, and the tonic. And then we'll just take this campfire and fast travel there.
And that would be your split for Maker's End, right?
Exactly. Right. That would be my split for Maker's End or FAS Tower, depending. Because some people split on the fight as well and have that called Maker's End.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then the tower is FAS Tower. Oh, my mount was nice to spawn like this. Usually, my mount spawns like this. And then you gotta go around the campfire or turn before. But usually, I'm already spamming X to go, so I go around the campfire. Just be aware that your mount usually spawns like this, facing the hunting ground. And we want to go to the left. So like right around the campfire, hopefully don't jump. And then we want to go to the right zone as Rana told us about, and we're gonna go over the river here. Let me actually get rid of the filters. We're gonna go over the river here to the right side instead of going straight on. That is what I've done while I haven't had learned the run correctly. But yeah, we're gonna go right here and then right to the spot where we're told to go. And I like to use these rocks as kind of orientation to just keep left of them. These small trees you can just run through with your mount, but the bigger trees will stop you, so be aware of that. And then we go on the right side of this thing. Torch is also nice to see. And I get off my mount up here. And now it's important, there is basically 2 triggers we have to hit. One is just walking in there and Aloy being in the vicinity of this. So you have the benches there, which you can use basically to you can see like a small triangle here, like this bench, and this log, and you just have to go in there and she will have some dialogue about it, like this must be the Raisanas Runner.
Oh sure.
Or the Warchief stopped here.
Oh yeah.
So where did she go next? You just have to have any small bit of that dialogue basically triggered for the objective to update. And then we just have to investigate the bandages over here. And this dialogue, like the one at Massacre Site, can be skipped. So we just go over here, re-roll here preferably because it's faster, re-examine and spam X. And then I like to get on my mount immediately and go right. It wants us to go to the left here. And you already see the handhold over there. But we are not gonna go there. We are gonna go right and up here. It can be weird with your mount. It can be like jumpy. So try to find your own way, basically, how it's not jumpy. It doesn't always work, but I like to go left of this tree and then further left. And now there's a difference as well. I believe I am the only runner to not get off my mount over here and roll a bit. I like to go a bit further with my mount. So usually people get off their mount here and then go over that zipline thingy and then roll. What I like to do is I like to jump over that little valley. I don't know right now how to say it, but over that little gap there, little river, with my mount, and then keep going. I have not timed it. I believe it If my mount immediately jumps, it's faster. If not, it's the same or slower. So what I like to do is like get over here and have my mount jump over like that.
Okay.
And then get off here and jump up. Just like that. Meanwhile, others get off their mount earlier. They ride to about here, get off their mount and jump over the zip line.
And then, okay.
And
yeah, do
then
the jump
roll and
here.
jump. Try to immediately jump after a roll so Aloy doesn't attach to the
Yeah, the
handhold
doesn't
here.
magnetize.
Like, here
like
she
that.
magnetized, and if I roll and jump, she should get over pretty easy.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
So,
there's
yeah,
no like
here's-
pause for her to stop and grab that, right? So yeah.
Yeah. Okay, by the way, I was on my arrows, but usually you are on your Stormslinger or change at the top of Max End to your Stormslinger. It's the next weapon we need. Just getting that out here because I was still on my arrows for the photo I took. But yeah, here is where both paths merge again. So we just roll forward. And here it's the same as before. We want to get over there. There's a handhold. You can roll and jump straight at the handhold and you won't magnetize and you're gonna get over. But if you don't roll and she magnetizes, it's slower. And if you want to make a bit more sure, you can jump into that little corner over there.
Yeah, a little nook.
Yeah, so like basically like this, and you're gonna land in the corner and can jump out.
I think that's how most people tend to do it, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
I've not seen people like keep to the left or anything, so.
Yeah, but you can easily make it over there. It
Yeah.
was like a small coyote jump. I was a bit late on that, but it still works. So if you are confident in your rolling, you can just go for the full jump over instead of the little thing in the little corner there. I usually decide on the spot where I place my roll. If it's a bit too short, I go to the right. If I feel like confident it's far enough, I go to the middle. Yeah.
All right.
So then
Seems
we are
reasonable.
here, and there are the handholds, but they are slow, so we jump around. While jumping around, it is important to actually make this jump till here, at least, a little bit, because if you fall into the middle there, good luck getting up. I believe there is no fast way to get back up. Can I go back though? Yeah. Okay. Seems like you can just like jump here, jump over. If you feel a bit like it's too dangerous to jump around immediately. But if you jump around immediately, you can make it up here immediately instead of having like this little step in between, which is obviously a bit faster because you have one jump less. But yeah, then we just jump up and make our way to the Sawtooth. The Sawtooth has a small cutscene and then some dialogue without choice, so just go there and spam through.
Nice.
So yeah. And before, a small revelation about fast travel. Again, there's a loadless strat, which I'm about to show. But before that, we would call our mount and ride over these coming logs. But now it skips a cutscene, match the dialogue, get on the log, and jump over.
The killers are just across this river.
And then when we discover the campfire, we roll back once, we open, even the quest log is enough, and then open it again and go to the map, and now we can fast travel to the campfire. This is faster in loadless time, and depending on your loads, possibly even RTA.
Yeah, sure.
So, again, double open your menu. The quests are enough. You saw that the icon was there immediately, and not like fading in.
Mm-hmm.
So now I can fast travel here and immediately turn around and start shooting at that gap. And as soon as I see some question marks or a save circle in the bottom or the quest pop up, we can reset from save. Sometimes, because the HUD is still fading in, you can even reset from save without seeing any of those. But yeah, you saw like their follow sonar change to kill the cultists and the corrupted machines.
Oh,
so we can
you're
reset from
starting
save.
the quest early. I see. Okay, or
Nah,
starting
I'm
the
alerting
objective
the
early.
guy.
Yeah.
I'm alerting the guys which updates the objective, and if we now reset from save, this sets us into the arena, basically.
Okay.
Or up top, where we would usually have gone if we followed Sona. And yeah, now it's Stormslinger time. What I like to do is I like to start on the right here, then see in the middle for this barrel and this barrel because of the watcher over there, and then go further left and then clean up because back there is a guy. He has to come a bit closer, and there are some guys hiding behind the trees, which I like to get with that barrel or just normal shots. So I'm going to reset from safe again and hope they are in the same spot. And then just show you again, I'm starting here on the side. Okay, that one is not next to the barrel. There, barrel. Getting him. He's coming closer. And now I turn to the last guys who were behind there. And once I killed everyone, you saw the quest pop up again. And possibly a safe circle, but usually I don't realize the safe circle because of all the shooting and aiming. But once you kill the last guy, you can reset from safe and you will be down at Sona. So I will go back once more and do the fight again.
Yeah.
So yeah. Starting on the side. These are next to each other, so I can kill them.
Interesting.
And yeah.
I'm always wondering about that tree there. Like, will that get in the way of that guy's? It almost seems like it, but
yeah, you saw there is a tree got in the way. Actually, I tried to shoot around and kill him with the explosion, but it didn't hit until I aimed to the right of it.
I was gonna say,
got him with
once
that.
you got the tree there, yeah. Interesting.
So yeah, if someone's hiding, try to shoot right next to them to kill them with that.
Yeah.
So
Alright.
yeah, it's a quick fight, and there's not much to say about it except like use the barrels to your advantage, find your own rhythm. Like I said, I start on the right, then look for the middle and the barrels there, and then clean up the left, then clean up the right side. Sometimes the guy in the very back can also screw you over if he doesn't move forward. Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
And after that, again, just reset from safe and you will be set down into the fight, or after the fight, where you can then talk to Sona. So I will do that. I will reset from safe. Again, I'm gonna be set down here and just roll forward to Sona. Like this, and talk to her, spam the dialogue, and you can hold right because you don't have a selection here. So you can immediately jump out of the dialogue to the right. Because what we need to do now is scan this data point. During this scan, we call our mount and we restock ammunition. And after that, we talk to Sona again. So
yeah, and you like set
by
your
the way,
mount nearby. Yeah.
You already see like highlight track. It can be in the way sometimes. It's annoying. So then you might have to like go closer or reposition your focus to get it. So yeah.
Is that like left over from the fight? What is that from?
No, that is for you to actually find the data point.
Oh, sure. Okay. I guess I haven't done it that way in a long time.
Here
Sure.
there's still the highlight track, and that should lead us over there in the end.
Here I think of highlight track as like an enemy track, you know, but I get it.
Yeah, I mean it's an enemy track, just
Well, yeah, it's more an investigation than a fight though, right? Yeah.
yeah.
Or some kind of stealth. It's just, well, yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Okay, here at the end, as I said, we talk to Sona and Val again. After the data point is finished, there's again no selection. And they are at the same spot where you talk to them first, so I place my mount next to it, so it doesn't get in the way of the prompt or the characters at all.
Right.
And I'll just spam the dialogue, hold my stick in the direction of my mount, get on my mount, and open the map.
Right on. And so that's the dig site. Or the...
That is the dig site, War Chief's Trail, however you want to call this.
Right.
And now we fast travel to the campfire we discovered during the Kaja border split, where we jumped over this river and then got a mount and rode into this.
And then you go off to do the corrupted zones and stuff, yeah.
So yeah, now we fast travel there, and this is again our split point.
Nice.
We love splits on fast travels. We are instantly on our mount after the fast travel, and we want to just go right, or just go straight.
In the direction you're
Basically,
going,
usually you should be aligned correctly. And what we need next is hardpoint arrows.
Nice.
So yeah. First we want to follow the quest marker until it goes over to the other side of the river. Then we like this. It goes over. We don't want to follow that. So now we can look for it again until it goes over to the other side of the river. So yeah, just some riding.
Yeah, lots of pathing in this area too, right? Because we've got to get between, like we just did the War Chief's trail quest, and now we've got to head up to all the camps, and we'll be pathing between the camps, and you know how to approach and attack and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah, again, just keep to the right side of the river. And over here, there's a campfire we want to discover for later. You already see it. For that, you need to go a bit off track. You need to go a bit to the left. I like to aim at that tank over there a bit. Is that rusted tank in the middle?
Okay.
Over here. Just aim roughly for that, and once you see the campfire discovered, because you discovered it earlier, just go back to the track. So like, go here. It's to the left there, and then I can go back here.
Nice.
And now I want to shoot this guy. He will die if you don't hit armor, which is pretty easy on story. I believe on ultra hard you actually use bombs for him.
Bombs, yeah.
This is also the way I do it. Do this how you feel comfortable. I know Alec does it a bit different, and it saves like a second, maybe 2. So yeah, I just straight hardpoint arrow this guy, this watcher, and the next guy. Also important for this camp is you need to kill the 2 watchers in front of it. For the other camps, you don't need to kill any machines, but for this first one, there are 2 watchers you need to kill. And I believe there is 1, 2, 3, 4 people here and 2 watchers.
Okay.
If I didn't miscount. And they should usually be in the same place. Yeah.
They should usually.
So now I kill this guy with a hardpoint arrow and concentration usually, and then I swap over to my fire arrows. I slow down my mount. I explode that barrel up there, and this can kill 2 guys. The one you see up there and the one in the bag. Do you see him?
I don't know if I see.
Can you see him around the corner there, roughly? It's hard to see, but there is another guy behind this wooden barricade.
Okay.
He can die through that barrel, and you will see the damage number pop up for him. Look out for that when shooting the barrel, so you know if he's alive or not. Or
Right on.
afterwards, he should have the question mark or alert thing anyways. So you can also look out for that if it's there or not. After this first barrel, I shoot the second barrel because you already see the guy there. So I don't have to be precise about him or swap arrows. I can just hit the barrel and kill. And then the last watcher I kill with my hardpoint arrows again. And after that I turn around, because I want to now go to the second camp we do. But yeah, this camp, hardpoint arrow the watcher, hardpoint arrow the first guard, then fire arrow barrel, and hardpoint arrow for the last watcher. I believe on ultra hard it's hardpoint arrow the first guy that I, not the watcher, but the guy that I killed first. Bomb the watcher, then fire arrow the top barrel from a different angle. Fire arrow the second barrel, I believe, or bomb the second barrel. I'm not sure about that, and then bomb the last watcher.
The last watcher, yeah. Interesting. Almost the same, but like, yeah, you need a little more oomph for the machines, so.
Yeah, and that also works on story if you want to do that on story. Like,
Yeah, anything ultra hard will work for you here, right?
yeah, and it won't
And
lose
I missed
time.
it, but was there
it
something? Oh, go ahead.
it might actually save a bit of time. I'm not sure about the timing.
Yeah, I guess like
Which
if you
is
can
faster.
fling bombs quickly, you know, like
Yeah.
if you're good at flinging them with the blast sling, you're probably pretty good. You can save some time with that. It's a little bit quicker than fully pulling back a bow, I would imagine, but yeah. I didn't see if there was a save circle or anything. Was there an update to the quest? Like the camp was complete there?
I am not sure. Checkpoints are a bit screwed here because if you don't complete the I believe here there should be one. I could easily check.
I guess I didn't notice it. I wasn't looking either, but
yes. Oh, there should not be. Looking at the minute when the save occurred at 24 minutes past midnight, and we now have 27 minutes past midnight.
Yeah, that makes
There
sense.
should not have been a save. This is probably approaching it.
Cool.
Yep. Yeah, again, saves are a bit weird here. When you've done all the camps and talked to Sona at the big tower and even entered Ring of Metal, if you restart from save there, you will get set back out and have to redo camps 2 and 3.
Oh, okay.
So saves are a bit weird. Be careful with restarting from save here, or dying. For
That's
that
good
matter.
to know. Yeah. Don't die in
yeah.
the Ring of Metal.
I believe before that there is a save point because of it, because of the cutscene. But yeah.
Yeah, sure. That makes sense.
Okay, so this is the campfire we discovered near that tank I said. This is the first camp we've done. And now we just want to ride around and through this skyscraper. There's also a ancient vessel there, I believe. So yeah, and we are on our way to this part of the map, the second camp. It's about here in the fog of war still. But you can also already see where it's telling me to go, and we will just take that pathway it shows us. So we ride through the skyscraper. Then at the junction, we turn right. And then there's a gas station we ride through, basically. Over here. Like, that's an old gas station, and we just ride through that. If you need a landmark to...
I do love a good landmark.
Yeah. To, like, visualize your way.
Yep.
Even though it's just, like, turn right and then turn left. Over here. So, what I like to do is I like to get off my mount and then start shooting. Where's the first guy? I can't see. Okay, there's the first guy. And I've no count for the people here. Wait, let me... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It should be 8 guys, if I did not miscount. This one was the first one. And you gotta be careful. You see that guy over there. And he has, like, blaze on his back. If you hit the blaze, you'll do 100 damage. That's the most you can do. He has 110 HP. So you want to hit below that, like in his butt, basically, for this guy, or his knee.
So you want to hit him and not the blaze, or it's okay.
Yeah,
good.
exactly. So yeah, I like to actually start on his side. So kill the guy above and kill him. He will stand up for that because he hears it, and then kill the other 2 over here. They are just lined up now on. One is behind that wooden board there, over here, where I last shot. But he is visible for you already. So yeah, you can just shoot these 2. Or you could do it the other way around. First shoot this guy, then these 2, then this guy. Doesn't matter in the end. Just try to not alert them. Then I go to the side of this board and roll forward, and this guy might be hiding sometimes. Sometimes I just don't see him because it's dark. Right now I see him over there next to the torch. But if you don't see him, here I sometimes just fire an arrow so he gets alerted and I get the question mark above his head so I can see where he is.
That's clever.
So just like this, and he's gonna get alerted, and I can shoot him. Then I like to call my mount and go forward to the last two guys, which is one is over here next to this place, and the other guy is roaming up front. He could be more to the left, more to the right. He could be also on the plank over here already.
I've seen him get pretty close. Yeah.
Yeah, just get him, and you're fine.
Nice.
And who I like to get first is the right person of these. So like this guy over at the barrel, because he might get alerted by your mount call, or potentially the guy in the back. And then he might start sprinting for the signal, and that's what you don't want, because there in the middle there's a signal. If they do alert, there's other troops you have to kill, and usually it's a rip run if you are hunting for a big PB. At the very start, it doesn't matter, just make sure you kill every last one of the reinforcements if they get alerted on like one of your first attempts.
And I suppose like if he doesn't get alerted early, or you don't call your mount early or whatever, like take less, a little more precaution than you would, I guess, if you were trying for like to grind. But yeah, there's ways to avoid it, I guess. Like the way you took out the first 4 without alerting anyone, you could probably get away with not really alerting a whole lot as you walk through. So especially on story. So
yeah, like these guys are, I believe, pretty scripted how I go through them, and if something goes wrong, it's because I didn't hit my shot. The most common thing that goes wrong is I hit the blaze canister and don't kill him, and he alerts, and then everyone is like, huh, what was that? And already moving somewhere where I don't know exactly where they are, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
All right. I caught my mount early so it can catch up to me. You saw how I just jumped out of the camp and my mount was already there. Sometimes it gets stuck, or sometimes it doesn't. It just doesn't want to get here, and can be a pain. But you want to get on your mount back here, and we want to immediately go through this gap. It's just like here is the camp. We got out here, and it's immediately taking a left turn.
Yeah, just follow the path right there. Yep.
Yeah. And this time we want to get over here for the last camp. So you see it's just straight, and then there's a second one we go left, basically.
Sure.
Or like the third if you count this. But there's like one big
third
junction.
crossroad, right? Yep. Sure.
Yep.
It always looks smaller when you're there too, so.
Yeah, and
you cover it
the
pretty
one
fast.
where the second one is like in the wrong way, basically. Like this is a junction I'm at right now, and it's like going the wrong way. I would have to do a U-turn for that.
Yeah.
So over here you can do this with different approaches. What I like to do is just kill the first guy with my bow and then pull out my Stormslinger. Before that, I was actually intentionally hitting Blaze to alert the guys, and then only killing the guy which had the Blaze on the back. But yeah, I found out that Stormslinger is just easier.
Right.
To alert people and to kill people. So you could go in strategic, just shooting everyone with arrows. You could go in with shooting the first 2 guys and then alerting them with bombs and whatever. Because there's one guy in the very back of this camp, which yes, train of thought. In the back of the camp, which you want to alert, so he comes close and you already see him and don't have to go search for him.
Oh, sure.
So yeah, I kill this first guy and then just Stormslinger this guy. Right there, he's the first guy I Stormslinger. Before that, he had Blaze on his back, and I was intentionally hitting that, or intentionally hitting the ground next to him to alert him. But now the bolts from the Stormslinger do that for me, the alerting. And now people will come charging at you from down in this trench. Like here. One guy is over there in the back, and I believe 2 are still to the left of you here. But you only need to kill the people, because over there you might already see like a small light. I believe that is from the watcher that's getting alerted.
Yeah.
I might be wrong though right now, and it just might be a spark flying out. But there are watchers nearby. You don't need to kill them. Just ignore them. So yeah, I now go over there. I usually leave my mount here up front so I don't actually kill it. This time if they get alerted and want to move to the signal, it's fine. And I just kill the last two guys with the Stormslinger. This one is more or less see where they move and shoot them. Like I was lucky that one guy moved close to me to the left. Usually, or like often, he hangs out on the right from where I am now. Like he spawns right in here in that trench, more to the wall, but angles and such. Yeah, I can't show that sadly. But yeah, he spawns over here and he can run out to this side. He can run out to this side like he did. He died over there. Then again, here was a guy charging me just now. Like I believe he spawns here. Two guys spawn. Yeah, two guys spawn down here still. I don't know where exactly, but I believe one is like roaming a bit, and the other one is near this place.
There's one right down by the blaze, and then the other one usually on ultra hard comes from underneath the bridge. Yeah.
Yeah, and these two like to charge around here and go for the signal. Like they usually come up this ramp.
So the signal's here, and you're using kind of that as your center point for firing.
Yeah,
kind of as you come in.
Exactly.
Okay, cool.
And then one guy is here in the back. I don't know where exactly I killed him, but he's here in the back. And then again, this first guy who was like studying something up there, and the very first guy who I just shot with an arrow.
Okay.
So yeah, I come in, shoot the first guy with an arrow, and then pull out my Stormslinger and just see where they go, and don't let them get the signal, basically.
Right on.
This camp is like, I can't really say much about it. Again, it's mostly just tracking where they are. And there you see the two watchers I mentioned. They don't matter. They don't matter. Okay, now I get on my mount and right back to where I came from.
That's it.
Just this pathway where I rode in. And then I go to the left. We want to go to that big building there. So I usually go to the left of the car, but because I was messing with photo mode, I didn't right now. But yeah, okay. I'll show that. I'll come from here and go left of the car towards this pathway, and then we are on track to get here. Now you can also reload your Stormslinger real quick and swap over to the ice rail already. And if you've done this correctly, the Nova will spawn. If you have not done this correctly, they won't be here. So, and if they are not here and you are confident that you've done the first camp correctly, then you gotta redo camps 2 and 3. Actually, we can check. There is 2 checkpoints here. I believe this is when approaching the second camp, and this is when approaching the first camp. But the third camp. But when approaching the third camp and not having done the second camp, the third camp, the second camp doesn't count. Yeah, whatever.
Okay. So they won't all be there if you don't do it right. Like you do have to finish them. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I believe you get the checkpoints, but just the progress for these two is not really tied together. Like if I would reload this, which would indicate, hey, I've done camp 2 correctly, I would still have to redo camp 2.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, don't mess it up. Got it. Just remember.
Yeah. Okay, now ride as close as you want and get off your mount and go here, talk to Val and Sona. It's first a dialogue and then a unskippable cutscene. I believe this cutscene is actually 15 seconds long.
Go now. We wait on
because it takes so long.
Everything you can't skip in these games is just torture.
Yeah. Okay, now I immediately roll backwards and turn my camera as I get here. I believe we're not really time sensitive here because we have to wait on Val anyways. But we want to be here before him.
Yeah, and be
And
ready,
we don't
right?
want to stand against the wall because this will not be enough. Like the hitbox of the prompt is not big enough to get here. Standing up against the wall, and you see I can't interact with him.
So be down by the end of the rock. Okay.
Yeah, just go against the wall and then just tap like twice down. Like you don't need, just don't be directly against the wall and you should be fine. And getting his prompt. And this will start Ring of Metal. Usually I split during the unskippable cutscene with Sona because I don't have to do anything anyways there except wait and be consistent with where you split there. It's an unskippable cutscene. I used the go now from her as my split point for some time.
Oh, so you're more consistent, yeah, with your live
Yeah,
split and
so
stuff. Mhm.
I'm not having like up to 15 seconds difference just because one time I split at the start and one time I split at the end of the cutscene
But
without doing anything different,
But
basically.
15-second fake gold makes some of best look nice. Why we no do that?
You can if you want. But,
you can if you
yeah.
want. It's fake though. Just
Be
you're lying to
consistent
yourself.
if you do that for your own benefit, because then your sum of best and your goals are actually precise. Because else, if you are not consistent with it, you might be discouraged by like seeing your goal being like 10 seconds better in both adjacent splits, like in Ring of Metal and in Camps, just because you split different in both of them. Like
Right.
one favoring Ring of Metal, one favoring Camps. Just be consistent with it and you'll be much more happy. But yeah, we interacted with Val and we'll get another unskippable cutscene. Yay!
We must climb. You need to see it.
Yeah. And here the game wants us to like be stealthy and kill the Eclipse together with Val, but we just barge through.
Take my hand.
We don't care.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you can immediately roll off. I like to aim, even though I believe it's not necessary there. And then just roll through, jump through, like normal movement here. And then jump up here. And from here on, you can immediately jump over this wall, which is, I believe, slightly faster than like going around. What I've done before is like roll to the side one time and then jump up here. But that ended in me getting stuck here one time, so I don't do that anymore. I just got into a very weird hitbox where Ada was falling, or like in her falling animation, but I couldn't move and she was stuck. So I
good
don't do
time.
that anymore. I jump over this little ridge and then just keep on going like this. Oh, one roll too many. Not jumping correct. But yeah, just get through with movement.
So you don't have to fight any of these guys or any of
No.
that. You just make your way through. Got it.
Yeah. Then this handhold and moving a bit forward will trigger a cutscene which we can skip immediately. And now we will shoot some blaze with our ice rails. That's why we got it out. And it's far away, it's tiny, so try to hit
Practice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's one of those where you
I-
gotta be pretty precise from so far away.
it. Yeah. I jump around that little invisible wall and then move to the right so I can see it. And right there, roughly in the center, you see this small little green dot. That is what we want to hit with our ice rail.
Right on.
Because this, I believe it's only this blaze which has a different property to normal blaze. So we don't have to use fire arrows, we don't have to use an explosion, we just have to use damage
Yeah.
to get it. I believe it's actually a certain amount of damage. I'm not 100% sure on that, but we do enough damage with our ice rail.
Yeah.
Oh, it shot while trying to exit the menu. So use your concentration there and then shoot that blaze. And you'll get a half unskippable cutscene. Or like, I believe it's 2 cutscenes and the first one is not skippable. But once an aura charge in, there's still like a second where you can't skip. But after that you can. So yeah, when they charge in, just skip the cutscene as soon as possible. And swap to your Stormslinger story. And kill everything. So
every light
here,
you see, yeah.
yeah, here at the start there are some guys right in front of you, and to the left there's a bellowback. Kill some guys, kill the bellowback, and then we'll talk about spawns of them. And there is, oops, one too far. There is basically 2 spawn areas. One is behind this structure, like to the left and to the right. They might charge through the middle or past on the right. And then one is this cave. They spawn here and here in waves. And they behave random. Sometimes a guy from here is like, oh, I don't see anyone. Let me search here. Oh, there is nothing. Let me stay here. And then you gotta go into this little cave and get him.
Yeah.
Or sometimes like a guy is like, oh, I don't see anyone. Let me go backwards and be perfectly in the shadow of this building so no one can hit me.
Yeah, there are a few things in here, right, that get in the way, those buildings being one of them, because they'll spawn on, like, in the middle or come around the side and all that stuff. So, like, you gotta be aware of where they're coming from. Yeah.
Yeah. And I believe the bellowback explosion accidentally got it, but usually there's a barrel here which you can use on later waves to, like, get several people with one shot. But, yeah. From now on, it's basically just get them as quick as possible. Remember where they can spawn. Use your focus if you can't find the last guy, or look where the Nora are shooting at, and you should be able to get them. I just now saw this guy running at me. In a normal run, I would have probably ignored him and went over here because I already heard them spawn in, and I did not see this guy before using photo mode. So, like, I would have to kill him later, and yeah. Ring of Metal is the worst split in the game for a reason, and it is the spawns and the enemy behavior RNG here. And like
there's
sometimes
a fair number of enemies, and like you can manage them however you like. I mean, even on ultra hard, like they do the bellowback first, right? Like, or at least I know Elk does. So, and probably to prevent what you had happen here as well, like, you know, so you don't end up having to fight a bellowback with a bunch of enemies around for one.
Exactly.
But also, like, not to blow up anything that you might find useful for those enemies, especially on ultra hard, because that extra explosive damage is only going to help if you can use it.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, this fight is still like very RNG heavy now, and yeah, from here on out I don't have a strat myself except like stay towards the cave spawn, because if they run out from the wooden structure I can shoot them immediately, while the cave, again, they sometimes hide in there and you have to roll up to the entrances to get someone. And it's not as open as the wooden structure. So from here on out it's just like manage yourself and kill them as quick as possible. There's sadly not much to talk about here, except how I do the very start of like just going in. Let me get this guy, and then you see they spawned here. Also remember to craft some ammo when you need it. Reload if you have like the time right here. I had to roll to the side anyways. Okay, see there is some guys in here that did not want to get out, so now I have to go in.
Yeah, it's nice kind of showing where they can end up, but
that was actually a quick fight.
Not bad. Yeah. I mean, without having to go into the back, it would have been a little better, right? But like everything else, like seemed to be all right. Yeah,
there can be more waves. Like I was lucky; there was only one wave spawned at the wooden structure. There can be 2 waves there. There can be like, I believe my worst was 3 waves in the cavern. If I'm not mistaken, it could be 2 as well, though.
Is there like an order that you should take the waves out in then? Is that how that works? Or is it if you leave certain ones from certain waves and that? Because like that reminds me of how like Gemini works, right? Or you kill certain machines and then you don't others for a while.
figured that out. If we figured that out, it would make the split consistent in how you fight it and would make it better.
Oh.
But I have not found how the game decides whether to spawn which wave.
Okay.
I've done this
Class,
exactly
that's your homework.
how I would do it in a run. And in a run, I potentially get more waves.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
it is very weird.
Well, I mean, you gotta
Alright.
love a little RNG in a speedrun. A little bit.
Yeah, but not lose 15 seconds for absolutely no fucking reason. RNG. That's outside of your control. So
outside of your control.
That's the worst part, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's frustrating, right? And then you kind of have to pull it back together after that. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay, at the very end, I said it before I was certain, before I saw the cutscene. But there was like the music had a certain tone through which I knew, okay, I've gotten everyone. But you'll just get a cutscene, so now I won't be shooting anyone anymore. You won't see any question marks or exclamation marks because someone is alerted anymore. And that's when you end, basically. You skip this cutscene, and I've shown the campfire before and the map before, so I won't have to do this, but usually you have to double open the map for this campfire to be loaded in immediately. And this fast travel is usually where I split Ring of Metal. Oh,
Okay.
where I split Ring of Metal, not usually, I always do that. Also thanks to Autosplitter. And the quest is not yet fully done. I will still show that, even though that happens in the Graveyard splits. So yeah. Before we would call our mount either here or when we jumped over the other side of the river, and then ride it up to the other campfire. But it also changed because we just cover the campfire, roll back. I believe now I can call it. I can call it and then fast travel, and it should get up here. But yeah, what we need to do here is we need to quick save, and then we get a cutscene, some dialogue, and another cutscene, and some more dialogue with no choices. And then we can get onto our mount and be on our way to Greyford.
Alright.
Yeah, this is basically the start of the Camps quest and the end of the Ring of Metal quest here.
Nice.
We can just... it feels somewhat like a sequence break, but the developers intended for you to be able to do this. Like, if you went here and talked, you can do the camps with the Braves of the Nora.
Oh, sure.
Or you just go in alone and don't talk to them before and just meet them at the big tower.
Okay.
Again, the checkpoints are a bit screwed up, so be careful with that, but overall, like,
just
after Ring of Metal, get here, don't die, don't restart from save, and you should be fine. And
Right,
don't forget an enemy.
Yeah, on story, obviously, like, you know, you're not gonna have to worry about dying too much unless there's some fall damage you find yourself in.
Yeah, there's no real fall damage in this.
It's not in this section, really. Yeah, there's that little drop down at the beginning of when you climb up with Varl, but it's not really high, and I think you just rolled off and you were good.
You can't die from that. You can't die from that.
So
even when jumping off, I believe you don't get any damage.
Oh, sure. Nice. Well, it's good to know. You probably get a superhero landing if you jump, but, you know, a little bit higher.
Yeah.
But... Right on. Well, yeah, that's pay attention to your spawns. Make sure you get everybody. Don't cause a restart from checkpoint in any case, and get good at some long shots. That'll help you out with this for sure.
Yeah.
Especially that blaze shot. But it seems a lot easier once you zoom in with the
concentration.
Concentration and stuff. It, like, almost the crosshair that's there is really pointing it out. So
yeah,
cool.
I really like the crosshair, the reticle for the ice rail there.
Excellent. All right. Well, I think this is where we're gonna gonna call it a little bit shorter episode this week, but you know, there's a fair bit of fighting and a fair bit for folks to practice on this episode.
Yeah.
So with the
this is
pathing and
also
everything
like
else.
a nice section in itself.
Mm-hmm.
And then next week we'll get to the halfway mark of the run.
Yeah.
And a bit above still.
Right. Yeah. We'll go through Grave Horde. After Grave Horde is
Sun King and Eclipse Base. We'll do that as well.
uh-huh.
Oh, that was my plan. And then Zero Dawn, Sunring, and All Mother together, because that is also one section that has to be done together, basically. You could cut out All Mother, but I would like to do it with that as well, and it's not too long, and there's not too much to explain.
Excellent.
There's more to explain on Ultra Hard in All Mother, just because of the Thunderjaw.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But ultimately, yeah, we're gonna wreck that Thunderjaw here on story.
Yeah.
So.
I believe for next week, Eclipse Base has some backups, but is ultimately also pretty quick.
Sure.
To explain, Sun King, the whole split is 1 minute and 25 seconds long, and it's just rolling and talking. So not much to explain there. And Grave Horde, there's some parts to explain and also some parts to remember. So yeah, next week should be around the same length as today, I believe. Also a bit shorter than the first few episodes, but still long enough.
Yeah, a nice chunk to learn. And we'll try to keep doing that, keeping these in tidbits you can get, you know, you can get a good learning experience out of, because otherwise, you know, they get a little long and you got to practice a lot on a single video. So, and these make for nice little breakups if you're not looking to learn the entire run all at the same time. So trying to keep you guys in mind over here. Anyway, I think we will call it here. Thank you all for being here on LTH. We are going to send you guys over to Hunt, who's our resident strike advisor. And we'll see you all next week.